On a quiet October afternoon, Officer Angela Reid came home to a house filled with secrets. The breeze carried the scent of apple pie. The porch light still glowed. But upstairs, behind a daughter's locked door, a monster sat smiling, one she'd trusted her entire life. 5 shots rang out. 5 cracks that shattered a family, a badge, and a town's illusion of safety. Was it justice or vengeance? This is Vic's True Crime Stories. And nothing here is black and white. Let's rewind 6 months. Picture this: Thornton, Colorado. April 2017. Cherry blossoms dusted the sidewalks of Eppinger Boulevard, and Officer Angela Reid patrolled the streets like she'd done for 12 years. The town knew her as the cop who'd buy lemonade from kids on hot days, the one who'd talk shop with rookies about traffic stops while her eyes betrayed a quiet exhaustion. She wore her uniform like armor, but her laugh still came easy, a warm, raspy sound that made you trust her. A good cop. A good mother. Or so everyone believed. Now, meet her daughter, Jasmine Reid. 15 years old. Honors student at Horizon High. Quiet, but not shy. The kind of girl who'd sketch elaborate dragons in the margins of her biology notes. Her friends adored her deadpan humor, the way she'd doodle their teachers as cartoon villains. But if you flipped through her notebook, you'd pause. There, buried between algebra equations, were shadowy figures with hollow eyes. No one asked about those. Then there was Michael Reid, Angela's husband, a pediatric nurse at UC Health Medical Center. The guy who'd stay 2 hours past his shift to calm a kid scared of needles. His hands were always gentle, his voice softer than the beeping monitors around him. But lately, his smiles at Angela felt strained. Too many night shifts. Too many missed dinners. Too many times he'd open his mouth to say something, then stop. Secrets thrive in silence. And Harold, Angela's father, retired Denver schoolteacher, the man who hosted 4th of July barbecues, who'd fix Mrs. Garza's lawnmower for free, who'd wink at the waitress at Thornton Diner and slip her a $20 tip. Everyone's favorite grandpa. But that June, during a block party, something shifted. Harold crouched to tie little Emily Carter's shoe. A harmless gesture. Except Emily froze. Her mother laughed it off. She's just shy. But Emily didn't speak for the rest of the day. No one wondered why. 6 months. That's all it took. 6 months of Jasmine's sketchbook filling with monsters. 6 months of Michael staring at Harold across the dinner table, his fork hovering over his plate. 6 months of Angela clinging to her badge like a lifeline, ignoring the cracks in the foundation. By October, the Reid family was a lit match hovering over gasoline. All it needed was a spark. But we'll get to that. First, let's talk about the day the match fell. October 15, 2017. A Sunday. The Broncos were down by 7 against the Giants. Harold had just baked his famous pecan pie. Jasmine was upstairs, homework spread across her bed. Angela's cruiser rolled into the driveway at 3:07 p.m. Normal. Routine. Until she noticed the front door, ajar. Not wide. Just enough to let the cold in. Inside, the TV blared the game. Harold's laughter drifted downstairs. But Jasmine's door was closed. Always closed these days. Angela called out. No answer. Just the creak of floorboards above her. A mother's gut is a primal thing. She didn't knock. What she saw, well, let's save that for later. For now, remember this. Monsters don't hide under beds. They sit at the head of the table. They pass the potatoes. They tell you to eat your vegetables. And when the gun smoke clears, you're left with a single question. Was the monster born or made? But before we go further, let me ask you something. How well do you know the people you love? The ones who tuck you in at night, who pack your lunch, who promise to keep you safe. Stay with me. The worst is yet to come. Tap that bell. Hit subscribe. Because here at Vic's True Crime Stories, we don't just tell tales, we chase the truth. And trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. Until then, keep your doors locked and your eyes open. October 15th, 2017, 3:07 p.m. Angela's boot crunches over dead leaves in the driveway. Her keys jingle. The front door groans open. A Broncos game blares from the living room TV. Dad? Jazz? No answer. Just the hum of the fridge. The creak of the stairs. Her hand drifts to her holster. Instinct. Training. Motherhood. Upstairs, Jasmine's door is shut. Always shut. But today, it's quiet. Too quiet. Angela's knuckles hover over the wood. One breath. Ugh. She pushes. What happens next unfolds in fractured moments. For Angela, her father's face, half-turned. Jasmine's tear-streaked cheeks. Harold's hand on her daughter's knee. A flash of his wedding ring. The gun is in her hand before she thinks. 5 shots. 5 explosions of sound that rip through the wallpaper, the family photos, the lie of safety. Smoke curls. Shell casings roll under the bed. Harold slumps. Jasmine doesn't scream. She doesn't move. Her eyes lock on Angela's, wide, unblinking, like a deer in headlights. For Jasmine, it's a silent film. A nightmare in slow motion. Blood blooms across Harold's shirt. Her mother's mouth moves. I'm sorry, but the words don't reach her. The stuffed elephant on her bed, the one Grandpa gave her for her 10th birthday, tilts into a crimson pool. Its button eye glints. Jasmine counts the dots on the ceiling. 12. 13. 14. Numbers are safe. Numbers don't lie. Downstairs, the TV cheers. The Broncos score a touchdown. Angela drops the gun. It clatters. She reaches for Jasmine, but her daughter flinches. A tiny movement. A canyon between them. It's okay, Angela whispers. Jasmine doesn't answer. She stares at the elephant. The blood soaks its fur, turns pink to red. Sirens wail in the distance. Angela rocks her, hums a lullaby from when Jasmine was small. The song cracks. The room smells like gunpowder and Old Spice. Harold's foot twitches. Just once. Here's what the police report won't tell you. When the paramedics arrive, they find Jasmine curled under the bed. Her fingers claw splinters from the floorboards. Angela sits cross-legged beside her, uniform streaked with her father's blood. She doesn't cry. Not yet. The stuffed elephant goes into an evidence bag. Tagged. Photographed. Forgotten. But in that house, on that street, in this town, nothing would ever be forgotten. By 4:15 p.m., the news vans swarm Eppinger Boulevard. Neighbors peek through blinds. Harold's pecan pie cools on the counter. Jasmine's sketchbook lies open on the kitchen table, a fresh drawing, a wolf in a police uniform, teeth bared. And Angela? She stares at her reflection in the cruiser window. The woman staring back is a stranger. A killer. A hero. A monster. A mother. All of them. None of them. The truth, as always, is uglier than the lie. But this isn't the end. It's the crack that splits the earth. The aftershocks? They're coming. And trust me, you'll want to be here when they hit. October 2018. 1 year later. Let's start with Angela. She quit the force 3 months after the grand jury's decision. No fanfare. No farewell party. Just a resignation letter slipped under Captain Santiago's door at dawn. These days, you'll find her at the Safe Haven shelter off 84th Street, sorting donated clothes. She doesn't wear her badge anymore, But the women there, the ones with bruised wrists and hollow eyes, call her officer anyway. Sometimes, when a kid runs past her laughing, she flinches. The sound of small footsteps still echoes in places she can't reach. Now, Jasmine. Graduation day at Horizon High. Sunlight glares off the gymnasium floor. The principal drones through speeches. Jasmine's cap tilts awkwardly, her gown swallowing her frame. Angela stands in the back row, hands shoved in her pockets. When Jasmine's name is called, she hesitates. The crowd claps. Slowly, so slowly, Jasmine turns. Looks at her mother. And for the first time in a year, she walks toward her. Not away. The hug lasts 3 seconds. Angela counts each one. Later, they'll argue about college, about therapy, about the nightmares. But for now, 3 seconds is enough. Michael. Let's talk about Michael. He plants a maple tree in the backyard on a Tuesday. Says it's for Harold. The shovel bites into the soil, unearths a rusted matchbox car Jasmine buried when she was 7. Michael pockets it, watches the leaves shiver in the wind. That night, he burns a letter in the fire pit. The flames lick the words, "I forgive you." I don't know why. The smoke stings his eyes. Or maybe it's the tears. Either way, he doesn't wipe them. Let them fall. Let the ashes rise. Let the tree grow crooked, if it wants to. Finally, the art show. Adams County Fairgrounds. November 3rd. Jasmine's piece hangs in the corner. A canvas taller than she is. Broken trust, the label reads. A child's hand grips a police badge, tiny fingers smeared with gold paint. The badge is cracked. Inside the cracks, faces. Dozens of them. Women. Girls. All the ones Harold hurt. All the ones Angela couldn't save. A man in a suit offers to buy it. Jasmine says no. Later, she drags the painting to the parking lot. Strikes a match. Angela watches. Says nothing. The flames eat the gold first. The faces last. Healing isn't a straight line. It's a bruise that fades to yellow, then blooms purple again when you press it. It's a daughter who burns her pain to ash. A mother who sweeps the ashes. A father who plants trees over graves. Justice. That's just a word they use in courtrooms. Out here, in the real world, it's messier. It's quieter. It's a family learning how to breathe again, one ragged gasp at a time. Oh, and Harold's maple tree? It died last winter. The roots never took. But here's the thing. Something else grows there now. Weeds. Wildflowers. A stray dandelion pokes through the soil. Jasmine takes a photo. Doesn't delete it. Progress? Maybe. Or maybe just life, stubborn, reckless, pushing through the cracks anyway. Tap the bell. Stay a while. Because on Vic's True Crime Stories, the endings aren't endings. They're doors. And we've got plenty left to open.